Hello, I'm Dennis Quaid. Americans work hard and play hard. One of our favorite playgrounds is the great outdoors. Finding ways to enjoy it gets more creative all the time, as we're about to discover.
Travel is where magic happens, where our differences dissolve and we allow ourselves to truly connect to humanity, person to person. Local culture isn't just an important part of every trip we take. In many ways, it defines us.
It's brave to travel. You have to be brave, and you have to be willing to kind of put yourself out of your comfort zone and be a little tired, possibly be jet lagged, be a little disconcerted when they're serving bugs and that kind of thing. But by doing that, I think it changes your whole perception. Travel is such a force for change in terms of mindset and opening your eyes to what's possible. It's a question of accessibility. How do we allow more people to see more things, to have more conversations, so that our perceptions and how we see ourselves in the world as well can constantly change and evolve. In the end, we're all just trying to make connections and meet interesting people and broaden our perspective. And then you go and you're so warmly welcomed and you're embraced, and suddenly you realize that we're really not that different anywhere in the world.
In an age of increasing awareness of world issues and global needs, there has been a recent surge using travel as a means to give back. Responsible tourism is one of the largest and fastest growing global tourism markets, and the overarching objective is to improve the economic, cultural, and social positions of the targeted destinations.
When you think about travel 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you paid a company, got on a bus, you went from site to site, and you went home, and you really weren't necessarily thinking about, am I giving back to this community? Philanthropic travel really created a mindset of wanting to have a more positive impact when you travel, wanting to give back beyond just the show up, take a picture, go home. What we're seeing more and more is people want to stay at the smaller hotels that are locally owned, which does give back to the community. They want to take tours that are run by local nonprofits or by local co-ops. That money is going back into the community, and you're still having this incredible experience. And often because they're smaller, because they're more intimate, that experience is actually even better than some of the bigger, less personal ones. When you are planning and packing, there's a few things you can do to feel like you're making small changes that have big impact. Plastic water bottles have become a huge issue everywhere, but the tourism industry has to take a lot of responsibility for that. So the first one is either to take your own or buy a filtered water bottle so that you're not using those plastic water bottles. Another one is everybody wants to go to the markets, or you should, they're amazing, but they are all using plastic bags. More and more, they're trying to cut down on those plastic bags, but I think we as travelers have a responsibility to lead the way in that. And then we really need to think about where we're staying and where we're spending our tourism dollars. When you're looking for a project to support, do your research and make sure that these are community-based initiatives, that as much as you can, you're really keeping those tourism dollars in the community you're visiting.
We're glad you could join us today. I'm Dennis Quaid. See you next time.